Lazy might actually be a freeze response. No amount of positive thinking can override what your body is wired to do and what it's wired to protect you from. Your body is a true lie detector, and it will always win. You might think that if you just breathe deeply, think positively, and try to stay calm, you'll feel better. But if you've ever found yourself stuck in survival mode despite doing all the right things, you're not alone. For many people, the missing link is understanding their nervous system. And once you do, that's when things begin to shift. These are 25 truths that most people don't expect, but they change everything. Hey there, I'm Leah Davidson, a nervous system resilience coach and a speech-language pathologist. I've spent over 25 years working with the brain and nervous system, helping people rewire, heal, and build resilience. Today, we're talking all about the things that most people don't know about their nervous system. And while these truths come from my own personal healing journey through chronic stress and burnout and anxiety, and trying to mindset my way out of it, they're also shaped by working with countless clients across decades. People who were trying their hardest but still felt stuck. People who were unknowingly in survival mode. People who were doing what they were told to do, think positively, rest more, hustle more, and wondering why nothing was changing. Now, we've been taught to ignore the very system that drives our thoughts, our feelings, and behaviors. But once you understand your nervous system and learn how to work with it, things do begin to shift. So here they are, the 25 truths I wish everybody knew when they start their journey of healing. Truth number 1, regulation is not the goal. Resilience is. Now, you might believe the goal is to stay calm all the time, but that just sets you up to feeling like you're failing every time life gets hard. Because real healing isn't about a perfect calm. It's about having a flexible nervous system that can move through stress and come back to safety, which is what resilience is. Truth number 2 is relaxation does not equal regulation. You may have tried bubble baths and candles and meditation to relax, but then still felt tense or anxious. And that's because true regulation doesn't come from surface level calm. It starts when your body receives cues that it's safe. Without that foundation, relaxation is just a temporary pause, not lasting regulation. Regulation needs safety. Now, truth number 3 is mindset is not enough. Maybe you've tried affirmations or thinking your way into peace or calm, but your body wasn't on board. And that's because mindset only sticks when your nervous system feels safe. When you're in a state of survival, no amount of positive thinking can override what your body is wired to do and what it's wired to protect you from. Your body is a true lie detector, and it will always win. Truth number 4 is you can't rush nervous system healing. If you've been chasing fast results, trying every technique with urgency and intensity, you might have noticed it doesn't work. That's because your nervous system doesn't respond to pressure. It responds to consistency and predictability and patience. This is slow work by design. Now, truth number 5 is not only can you not rush nervous system healing, but quick hacks can actually backfire. There's a lot of trending tricks out there. You've seen them, the cold plunges and humming and breath work. Now, I'm not saying that they never work or are not beneficial. Some might actually help in the moment. But without a stable foundation, they're not going to create real lasting change. Think of hacks as seasoning. They're great, but they can't be the whole meal. Now, truth number 6 is hypervigilance actually blocks healing. Now, maybe you're trying to do everything. Maybe you're trying to do everything right. You track your symptoms, you follow every protocol, you obsess over your healing. Now, ironically, that intensity keeps your nervous system in survival mode. Healing happens when you invite softness in, not more stress. Truth number 7, emotions aren't the enemy. You might think that regulation means avoiding the big emotions, but real regulation actually means feeling those emotions without being hijacked by them, feeling all the feels. You're not failing because you feel. Real regulation is what allows you to move through your feelings safely. Truth number 8 is you're never done regulating. This isn't a one-time fix. It's truly a lifelong journey. It's kind of like brushing your teeth. It's something you have to do daily, multiple times a day, in fact. And the same thing about getting activated or feeling dysregulated. Stress will happen. Life will challenge you. We are constantly faced with stressors and ups and downs, and so we're constantly going to need to regulate. So the goal is for regulation to become a lifestyle, not something that you check off once on your to-do list. Truth number 9 is your nervous system speaks a different language. Have you noticed tension, fatigue, stomach knots, or even brain fog? That's your body trying to communicate to you. Your nervous system doesn't necessarily speak in thoughts. It speaks in sensations. And when you learn to listen, everything starts to make sense. Truth number 10, your nervous system is not broken. Now, you might feel like something's wrong with you, but your body's actually doing exactly what it was designed to do. Protect you. Your nervous system is constantly scanning for safety and danger. And if it picks up on danger, it will go into protective mode. And the symptoms you end up having, they're actually evidence of a healthy nervous system trying to keep you alive, not proof that you're broken. And remember, the threat doesn't have to be a real threat. It can be a perceived threat. That is what the nervous system will sense as danger. Now, truth number 11, connection regulates. If you've tried to do this all alone, it's time to know that healing and connection, it actually isn't optional. It's biology. Being with safe people who can co-regulate with you is one of the most powerful forms of nervous system care. Truth number 12 is small actions compound. Progress can actually be invisible at first. Think of it like planting a seed. When you plant a seed and nourish it and water it, it doesn't immediately grow a tree. The first growth is invisible. It's the roots. Your nervous system progresses the same way. You might think like nothing's working, but weeks or months down the line, you realize, you're a little bit less reactive. You're more grounded. You're quicker to recover. That's what real change looks like. Truth number 13, dysregulation doesn't mean failure. You might think you're back at square one every time you get triggered, but you're not. Triggers are part of the process. What matters is how you return to safety. That's the progress. The goal is not to avoid triggers because that would be impossible, except that some things are going to always trigger you. But your tolerance, your threshold, and your capacity for handling triggers and the ease and flexibility to return home to safety will increase. Truth number 14, lazy might actually be a freeze response. If you've ever felt stuck and unmotivated or like you just can't move forward, there's a good chance that you're not lazy. It could be that your nervous system is in a shutdown state or a freeze state. Your body isn't broken, it's simply overwhelmed, and it needs compassion and not criticism. Truth number 15, words shape your state. What you say to yourself matters. So if you're constantly saying things like, I can't handle this, or I'm such a mess, your nervous system is always listening. And that kind of language and criticism can amplify threats and make you feel like you're not safe. And so your system will go into a protective mode. Or your words can actually create safety. So consider your words and speak in a way that soothes and doesn't scare. Truth number 16 is safety isn't just mental. You can't just think yourself into safety. You need to include your body. Your body needs physical cues. So things like a gentle tone, grounded posture, calming sounds, a warm presence. Your nervous system is always scanning and decides safety before your mind does. Truth number 17, healing isn't a solo mission. Okay, this is kind of a cheat one because I already said that healing happens in connection, but I really want to reiterate this point. You may have read all the books, listened to every podcast, but real change often comes when you're seen and heard and witnessed and held in safe connection. Witnessing is healing. You weren't meant to do this alone. Now, truth number 18, Faith helps regulate. When you stop trying to control every outcome and lean into something bigger, whether it's God, source, or simply trusting in the process, your nervous system can breathe a sigh of relief. Letting go invites peace. Now, truth number 19 is you can't out-heal your environment. So while we can create safety internally, your environment does matter too. Trying to regulate in chaos is like trying to meditate at a rock concert. Now, I'm not saying you can't do it, but I will say it will be harder because your surroundings do matter. So clear out the clutter, lower the noise, add a little bit of beauty. Sensory safety supports internal safety. Truth number 20, you are not behind. So many people I work with feel like there's a race they're competing in. And I'll hear them say that they're behind in my membership, but healing isn't linear. Now, of course, it's easy to compare yourself or to feel like you're late, but you're not. You're right on time for your path. Growth is happening, even if it's quiet growth. And often you take a step forward and then go sideways and then even backward and then forward again. And the cycle continues. And we also all start in different locations. Truth 21, the past matters, but the present matters more. Understanding your history can offer clarity, but healing happens in the here and now. Your nervous system lives in the present. That's where you build new patterns and capacity. So yes, you may have experienced trauma in your past, and I'm not trying to minimize it because what happened to you mattered. But what matters even more is your response in the present, what you are doing for yourself now in the present. Truth number 22. Physical movement helps reset. If you feel stuck or overwhelmed, just try moving your body. Walk, stretch, dance. Movement helps discharge stress, release that energy, and complete the stress response. And truly, it doesn't have to be intense, but it's helpful if you are as consistent as possible. Truth number 23, your nervous system affects your relationships. Every relationship you have is impacted by your nervous system and the nervous system of the other person. So if you've ever snapped at somebody or shut down during conflict, well, that's just your nervous system talking. But when you regulate first, you end up showing up differently for yourself and for other people. Now, truth number 24 is while there is no shortcut, there actually is some momentum. This work takes time, but the more often you come back to it, the more often you come back to safety, the easier it becomes. You start to build trust with your own body, and that builds momentum and creates pathways that can get more and more well established. That's what neuroplasticity is. And truth number 25, it's never too late. Maybe you think you've missed your window, but you haven't. Neuroplasticity is real. Your nervous system, your brain, your body can change and rewire. Change is always possible. You can always just start now. If you related to any of these truths, you're not alone. Nervous system regulation isn't linear. It's not a quick fix, but it is powerful, so stick with it. And if you're looking for more support, come join me in the Nervous System Journaling Club. You'll find tools, community, and creative ways to feel safe in your body again. Like, subscribe, and share this video with somebody who needs it, and I'll see you next time.